Hey guys, it has been a while as usual. I always say I'm going to be more consistent on YouTube and it never happens. So I'm not going to say that this time. I'm just going to live my life and see what happens. As you can see, I have a band-aid on my finger and I have a new friend back here who doesn't want to hang out with me. Maybe she'll come join me in a few. So if you're watching this video, you probably follow me on TikTok, so you know that my name is Michelle. We have a TikTok account called flockparty. Features me and my 4 birds. Hi, you wanna come here? Hello. This is my new little sweetheart, ChouChou. Hi, what are you looking at? It has been just over a month since bringing baby ChouChou home, so I'll give a little update and talk about how it's going, what it's like having a cockatiel for the first time. But before we get started, make sure you're following us if you're not already. Maybe turn on notifications because we do post so infrequently, so you definitely want to know when we do actually upload. And of course, like and leave a comment letting me know what else you'd like to see on this channel. If you didn't come over from TikTok, make sure you go click the link below and follow on TikTok, the bird's Instagram, and my personal human Instagram. You can join our Discord server. It's kind of dead right now, so let's bring it back to life. Let's talk about the baby ChouChou. Okay, so many of you may know I've never owned birds before. All the birds I have now are my first birds. I got my 2 budgies, Leo and Zeus, and then I got Tiki shortly after. I got my budgies along with my sister. We kind of shared the responsibility. Sorry about that. And it was known that when she went to medical school, I would be the sole caretaker of them. I don't really know how we decided on getting 2 budgies. It was a little bit impulsive. We had thought about it for a long time, but we did not do the amount of research we should have done. Once we got them, I started doing lots and lots of research on birds, and I started learning about different species of birds. And I was like, wow, I am not stopping here. Like, I want every bird in the world. When I kind of decided that I did want to get another bird, the first on my list was a cockatiel, actually. I was like, wow, they're just so sweet. I love their little mohawk or crust. People get mad at me when I don't call it a crust. I don't know why. Yeah, so I wanted one so bad. And then I discovered Quaker Parrots and I just fell in love and I was like, I need a Quaker Parrot. So I ended up getting Tiki at that time. But I still knew in my heart that when it was feasible, I would get a cockatiel. So a little over a year ago, my fiance and I moved into our apartment where we are now, and we took the 3 birds, Tiki, Leo, and Zeus, with us. Around that time, I also started getting money from the Creator Fund. So that was really exciting. And I was just trying to figure out ways that I could. I upgraded the budgies' housing and I bought Tiki a bunch of new toys and stuff. But this money was still coming in and I was like, well, what if, since we have the extra financial stability, maybe we could get the cockatiel that we always talked about getting. We went over to the pet store and the owner knew that we were waiting for a baby cockatiel to come in, and when one did, she messaged me and we drove right over, and there were 4 to choose from. 2 of them were a little older and then 2 of them were younger, and we had them out on the counter and we were just touching them and holding them, and they were just so cute, and we're like, which one do we pick? One of them came and crawled over into my hand. I have my hand out on the counter and they crawled into it and fell asleep right here. I said, this is the one, because they chose me and fell asleep on my hand. They were only about 4 weeks old at the time, so we knew that we would have a long time. It would be, she said, 6 to 8 weeks, maybe more. We started visiting the pet store about 3 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes a little less, just depending on what we could do. We started bonding with our little baby. She grew so fast every single time we went in for the first 2 weeks. She just looked like an entirely different bird. Yeah, just the cutest little peanut. Here, you wanna go on my shoulder? Here you go. It was really awesome to watch her grow and to form a bond with her before we even took her home. So when we finally did bring her home, She like took no time at all to adjust. She was like just spooked a little bit when she initially got here, and then she was cuddling with us and playing with her toys, and it was really awesome to see. I'm really happy we were able to do that. Now let's talk about the name. We wanted something like gender neutral because we didn't know at the time. I was going back and forth on a lot of different names, and finally I decided on the name ChouChou. My friend suggested it to me. One of my good friends from high school, we went to Paris together and took French for 4 years together. It's kind of one of the things we bond over. So she said, you should name this new bird ChouChou, like mon petit chou, which means my little cabbage in French. Oh, you preening me? It's kind of like a term of endearment, like you would say sweetheart or honey. I was like, wow, that's like really cute. The more I started saying ChouChou, I was like, wow, that's just so perfect. Yeah, it stuck. So this is little ChouChou. Is ChouChou a boy or a girl? For the first few months, we were saying they, them. Now it's pretty clear that ChouChou is a girl. ChouChou isn't 100% at like full maturation. Is that a word? Is that how you say that? ChouChou is about 5 or 6 months now. The feathers that ChouChou has now will probably stay. Here's how you can tell ChouChou is most likely a female. A, her tail. So a lot of babies have tails like that with like the bars on it. Males lose it once they're adults. Females keep it forever. And like you can see it on the little, people keep calling it the pants, striped pants. Yeah, like on the little legs. The cheeks. In a male, the orange spots on the cheeks are much brighter, like almost reddish. And these are just like a dull orange. Next is the lack of yellow on ChouChou's head. Males tend to have like bright yellow heads, and ChouChou just has spots of yellows. I already know I'm gonna be like looking at myself and not at like the camera this whole time. I'm really trying, but I suck at this. So we took ChouChou to the vet just for like an initial checkup. The vet said that ChouChou's chest is a little bit lighter, like a lighter gray color, and in males the chest would be a darker gray. I didn't know about that one, but apparently that's a thing. Also, ChouChou is very quiet. She like whistles and stuff, but it's not like, it's not excessive. It's very minimal. It's very soft, and yeah, she's just a quiet little girl. Next thing I wanted us to talk about. How has the past month been going? So ChouChou was in a quarantine cage for the first about a month before going to the vet, and just to make sure she was healthy and was able to adjust to being here. She is now moved into her big cage, and we are starting to integrate her into the flock, I guess. So the budgies have met her. Tiki is working on it. I mean, it's kind of going as expected. I wouldn't say it's going good, but as expected. So ChouChou and the budgies, like, they're able to coexist pretty well. The budgies are actually much less afraid of her than they are of Tiki, because ChouChou's so chill and relaxed and calm and quiet and doesn't make sudden movements or charge at them or try to kill them. Just normal stuff. They will eat millet together, like on top of the cage. I'll put some pieces out, and they will all, the three of them will sit together and eat it, no problem. Tiki, on the other hand, Tiki absolutely hates ChouChou. Tiki will go out of her way to attack ChouChou. Tiki will pull her tail. She'll get in her face until she flies away. Very territorial, and I kind of expected that to happen. So, you know, it's very important that we're just super cautious. We never let them be alone together. We do let them out at the same time because, you know, how are they ever gonna learn to coexist? But yeah, we just have to be super cautious. And we're definitely sure to give them each their own individualized attention, so neither of them start to feel bad about it. One thing I wanted to mention was my relationship with ChouChou. So when we first started seeing ChouChou at the pet store, by the end of that whole period of time, ChouChou was definitely my bird. Like, ChouChou loved me. She knew I was the mom. She always came to me first over Alan. And then even like when we got home, she would always want to be with me rather than with Alan. Since we've started to bring her into the flock, she sees my relationship with Tiki, because Tiki is my bird, or I'm her human. And so if ChouChou's on me, Tiki will get mad at her and yell at her. She sees me and Tiki like cuddling and stuff. Because of that, I think that it's kind of like driven a wedge in our relationship a little bit. That kind of makes me sad, because I wanted them to both be my birds, but I don't think that that's possible, because Tiki is just such a jealous bird. ChouChou has gotten a lot closer with my fiance Alan now, so that's kind of nice to see, because he really did want the cockatiel. He wanted the cockatiel and not the Quaker parrot 2 years ago when we got Tiki. So I mean, it's still early on. We're still just figuring things out, and kind of everyone's like learning their place in the flock. ChouChou is just learning to not bother Tiki, because ChouChou always goes up to Tiki. Like, ChouChou wants to be friends so bad, I think, but Tiki's just not having it. When ChouChou and I are out in the living room with the other birds, ChouChou does not want to be on me, because I think she's afraid to be on me. But when we're here in the bedroom alone without any of the other birds, ChouChou is okay and does great and just like loves hanging out with me. So Chou went to the vets. It went well. She's perfectly healthy. They do think that she's a female. Yeah, it was really uneventful. My fiance took her while I was at work, so I wasn't really there to make note of anything. Her wings, let's talk about that. Her wings were clipped because the pet store that I got her from is in a mall. The door to the store is always wide open, so they don't want to have incidents of birds getting lost in the mall. ChouChou had her wings clipped, as all their baby birds do. Cockatiels are known for their wings rejuvenating super quickly, so they molt them frequently, and they grow back really fast. Her wings are almost completely grown back, and it's only been a month of having her home. She flies very well, so we're really happy about that. And so yeah, other than that, we're just living life. ChouChou is just such a sweetheart. She's just so sweet, you know, and she does her little itch like that. So it's been a lot of fun, very eventful, a lot to learn. Cockatiels are just so different than Quaker parrots, and it's honestly kind of welcomed, because I'm used to just Tiki's constant high energy, and ChouChou's just not like an energetic bird at all. Like, ChouChou's just very chill and just hangs out with me and preens my hair and pulls my earrings out, but whatever, it's fine. I would say if you are a person who's super interested in getting a bird and you've never had one before, I would highly recommend looking into getting a hand-raised cockatiel. They're just so sweet and so gentle. Obviously, you still need to do the proper research and whatnot, but I would always recommend a cockatiel as like a good pet bird. I would not recommend a Quaker parrot to anybody. And also I wouldn't recommend a budgie, because unless you get a hand-raised one, a hand-raised budgie is probably a lot different. I've heard good stories about them. My 2 budgies were not hand-raised, and I cannot handle them. And they just live their life, and that's it. I feed them, I clean their cage, I talk to them. I cover their cage at night and wake them up in the morning, and that is it. If you truly want a bird, don't know anything about birds, start looking into cockatiels, start researching them. All right, but I think that's all I have for today. If you have more specific questions about cockatiels or ChouChou or my other birds, leave a comment below. Are you ready to say goodbye? Ow, I have a really bad sunburn on my shoulders. ChouChou standing on it just hurts so bad. Bird nails are the worst pain ever on a sunburned shoulder. All right, thank you so much for watching. I already said it in the beginning, but subscribe, turn notifications on, go follow us all over social media. Merch, go check out our merch. That'll be linked down below too. We are going to start working on ChouChou merch, because she deserves it. She's a star now. She's officially made her YouTube debut. Thanks again. Love you. Bye.